What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Growing Up Hip Hop, Season 7, Episode 6. So, we start this episode off. We have Pep meeting up with TT, and we find out that they're actually in a really good space. They are working on rebuilding their relationship. They've hung out a couple of times. TT said every time Pep is in LA, if she's in LA, they go out to lunch. And their relationship is actually in a really good place. However, she's still not in a great place with Egypt and with Sam because she's still with Sam. She said, listen, my feelings haven't changed. Like, I feel the same way I felt before. My reservations are the same. So, building a friendship or rebuilding my friendship with Egypt, it's a little different, I can kind of see where she feels like it could be a little different. I think the biggest thing is that Egypt is still with Sam, and she just doesn't want to deal with Sam. Um, so yeah, we found out that Pep has to have neck surgery. Um, she said, it's painful, but the doctors are telling her that it'll change her voice, and that's her moneymaker. So what do I do? What decision do I make? Do I continue to be in pain, or do I deal with, do I take a chance? She said they didn't say like her voice would leave. They just said that it would be deeper and more raspy, and it might, just change up her sound a little bit. Like the reality of the situation, Pep, is ain't like y'all making new music, so you're just doing the old music. And if your voice is a octave deeper, it's not a big deal. Like you're a rapper, not a singer, girl. You will be okay. They didn't say you're gonna lose your voice. They said it's gonna change up your voice, and I think we're okay with that. I think push it a little bit deeper is gonna still be pushing. But anyway, um, she's trying to encourage TT to go see Egypt. She lets her know, Egypt is pregnant. And Egypt, they're actually going to have a wedding. Remember, they just got married at like the Justice of the Peace. So they're actually going to have a full-on wedding. And so Pepper's like, you're invited. Are you going to come? And TT's like, listen, I don't know. Like, I'm working my way there. I'm not quite there yet. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready to be a part of, Yahoo situation. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Later on in the episode, she does go out to visit Egypt. Child, she kept talking about how far Egypt. Like, I didn't realize Egypt and them lived an hour and a half outside of Vegas. Like, I knew they were in the suburbs. I thought maybe 20, 30 minutes, maybe 45 with traffic. But an hour and a half, so they are like out in the desert, girl. The desert. So, she goes to visit Egypt, excuse me, and we get a chance to see Egypt's house again. They're still, getting settled in and everything. And it was awkward. It was definitely an awkward conversation. Both of them were walking on eggshells, didn't want to upset the other one. What we found was that, TT is trying to get Egypt ready for this baby. Egypt, and again, it's a process. She said, I just got off a tour, but Egypt was, TT was like, girl, you need to get some of this food out this cabinet. It's not good for the baby. You're going to have the baby proof. You don't have the baby room ready. Like but she wasn't saying it rude, but she was saying it, I wouldn't say she was coming off judgmental, but it was that borderline. I don't have the word in my vocabulary to say not judgmental, but it was like that borderline between judgmental um and not judgmental. It was like that thin line. But it's a start. She said that they brought up the whole wedding thing, and TT was like, yeah, because she was like, well, I just want to let you know Sean is invited too if he wants to come. And she was like, yeah, I don't think that Sean is going to be comfortable coming. Like, I'm not sure if that's what he wants to do. So that's kind of what that was. So then we see Casey's and JoJo's daughter and son out hiking. They out taking a walk. And, she's telling him that Twixt is interested and asked her out on a date, and that they were kind of flirting. And he was like, okay, well, haven't you been getting on your mom about dating a rapper? And here you are getting ready to date a rapper. And she was like, yeah, I do feel a little awkward about that because I do feel a little hypocritical. She said, but honestly, I don't want to date rappers, but that's just kind of who I'm around. And, he told her, he said, exactly. He said, that's who you're around, and you want to date people sort of in your class. I understood what he was saying. He said if you date other people that are in the industry that are doing the same thing you're doing, the likelihood that they're out to just try to get clout or whatever is slim, you know. Um, and then he told her, listen, are you going to do this 50 years of hip hop celebration we trying to do? And she was like, I don't know, because Lazy's doing it. I'm not sure if I'm interested. And he was like, well, I really want you to do it. I really think you should do it. But I need to let you know that Lazy wants Cree to be a part of planning it. Because, you know, Cree is an event planner. And so she was like, okay, I literally just got into a whole situation with her. I'm not sure if I'm trying to do that. Like, I'm not sure if that's where I'm trying to go. But you know, we'll see, child. We'll see. So then we see Devin. You know, we see the two of them meet up with Eric and Aaliyah and Twist to go out. They're going out for lunch, and Twist pulls what is her name? It's not Sequoia, because Sequoia is the other girl. What is the girl's name? Anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about, child. He pulls her aside and he lets her know, listen, like, I know we've been kind of doing the flirting thing, but honestly, I really want us to just stay in the friend zone. I'm really trying to get my life together. I'm really trying to get myself back on track. And I really am trying to get back with my ex-girlfriend. Like, I'm really, really trying to get her back because I know that, you know, I effed up and I really want her back in my life. And so before we mess up something, I want us to just, you know, stay in the friend zone, you know. And she was cool with it. It seemed like it, but I think she still maybe feel a little some kind of way about it. But on the outside, she was cool with it. She was cool with it. So we have a great scene where we see Twist with his pastor and just telling his story. He was like, listen, when I was a kid, you know, I would pray all the time, and I prayed to God that I wanted to be famous and I want to get out of my mother's house, because he said his mother would, you know, I mean, I don't feel like he was saying she was abusive, but he just wasn't happy living at home with his mom. Like, he just wasn't happy. And so he said, you know, I got a hit record. I moved out my mom's house when I was 14, and I stopped praying. You know, I got caught up in a bad crowd. I started taking prescription pills, which landed me in trouble with the law. And now I just want to get back on track. Like, I just want to get back in church. I just want to, you know, get back to praying and being God fearing. And the pastor told him, listen, you good. Like, you know, you don't have to be perfect. God doesn't expect perfection. But at the same time, you're doing the right thing. You're getting yourself back in church, and I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. I thought that was a cool scene because, you know, I think people maybe thought that Twist was maybe playing with this whole God thing and getting in church, but I think he's really sincere about it. I mean, he's a jokester, he's a comedian, so it comes off a certain way. But I think he really was sincere about it. Child, we got to get into this Eric Aaliyah situation. Listen, I still feel like this is a fake storyline, but let's just go ahead and get into it, child. Aaliyah's at home with the churn, looking for the daddy. Where your daddy? Where your daddy? Where your daddy? Ma'am, you know where he is. Now, you may not like where he is, and you may not be, you know, you may not appreciate it, but you know where your husband is. He's at the casino. He down there gambling. He done told you where he is. And you keep asking the kids, why are you bringing the kids into it? Where's your father? Where's your father? Well, hell, you don't know. Why would they know? So Eric is at the casino. She's calling Eric. Eric ain't picking up the phone. Eric finally picks up the phone and says, you know where I am. You know I'm playing poker. Why are you calling me? And she was like, because you said you was going to be home. I called you. You better answer the phone. You need to come home. I don't like the fact that you're gambling. He was like, listen, you know this is what I'm doing. You know this is where I am. Stop tripping. Whatever. So he ends up coming home at 4 o'clock in the morning. He don't have his key. And so she locked him out of the house. And I ain't mad at her. Let me explain something to y'all. So then we see him go and meet up with his grandmother and his uncle. And he was trying to, like, plead his case one-sided, like he was trying to just only tell one side of the story, like she's tripping and she making a big deal out of nothing. He just need to blow off some steam sometime. He just need to, you know, like he does his family time, but he just need to kind of do his own thing sometime. And I think he was expecting his grandmother and his uncle to kind of just be like, oh, well, yeah, you know, you need that time to yourself. Because he even brought up the fact that they gamble and he grew up watching them going to the casino. And his grandmother was like, yeah, but I ain't got nobody here looking for me. I don't have nobody at the house waiting on me. Like my situation ain't your situation. But both of them ended up telling him, listen, You need to get it together. Like at the end of the day, you can want your personal time, but you still have to have family time. And maybe once the kids are asleep, she wants some alone time with you. That bonding time, that like for y'all to just talk and just reconnect or do some other things. You going out every night gambling, and again, it sounds like he's winning. It sounds like he's not gambling the house. So fine, you're winning money or you breaking even, and I get it. You like to blow off steam, but at the end of the day, bruh, coming home at 4 o'clock in the morning, how do you think that's a good? How do you feel like that's cool on a regular basis? I mean, it's one thing if you hanging out with the fellas every once in a while and y'all have a wild night, but you regularly coming home at 4 in the morning, bruh, bruh, and you sitting there pleading your case like you don't understand why she mad, like you don't understand why she got a problem, bruh. Anyway, he was like, well, yeah, I guess I see it y'all's way. Yeah, I guess I can understand what you mean by that, bruh. Like I said, I just feel like this whole storyline is just kind of fake. Anyway, so then we see Twist. We see Lil Twist rehearsing a new song, or I don't know, an old song he remixing. I don't know, but he's got like a live band. Lazy comes in, and just as they're getting ready to film the scene, he gets a frantic phone call. And we could hear the other end that somebody is like, "Come, come, mama, she not gonna make it. I don't think she's gonna make it." And whoever's on that phone is bawling, like they are crying and they are hysterical. But we find out that unfortunately, Lazy's mom suddenly passed away, and that was, I think, his brother or a family member. And of course, he left, and he's, I guess he's no longer going to be filming, because he left to be with his family and handle that situation. So I guess that's going to affect this 50-year of hip hop celebration that they're supposed to be doing. It'll be interesting to see how it changes the trajectory of the season, because I think that was going to be like a focal point of the season. But anyway, um, that was pretty much the episode. I already told y'all about TT going to visit Egypt, child. That was pretty much the episode. So anyway, let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.